Don't you just love it when facts become illegal? It's interesting, isn't it? However, it is in Germany, and they're very, very nervous when it comes to anything right wing because I don't know if you're a history buff, but anyway, young AFD politician convicted after publishing gang rape statistics in connection with Afghan migration. So these were official statistics that were done by an official body. In other words, a fact. She was just publishing a study. That was all. But anyway, wow. Anyway, I mean, I know some of the AFD boys, right? I mean, I take that back. Uh, nice big Aryan Bavarian. Anyway, a member of Germany's right-wing Alternative for Germany, AFD party, has had her conviction for incitement to hatred upheld on appeal after using official statistics to warn that Afghan immigrants are disproportionately liable to commit sexual violence against women and girls. So that is a fact that obviously we should maybe address because it seems that women and girls are under serious risk of sexual assault. I mean, a lot of people aren't. I realise the free speech part is very important, but the important part is, let's not have women and girls getting raped. I think that's very important. I think that I would put that. I'm a bit of a free speech guy. You might know, but I'm still gonna put that above. I'm still going to put rape like above the free speech part. I think that's a little bit more important. But hey ho, let's all go into a courtroom and waste hundreds of thousands of taxpayer money, bitching about this absolutely stupid stuff when there's a much more serious issue that really does need addressed. The crime committed by Rothenburg AFD leader Marie-Therese Kaiser. Oh. Why is it with me and like mean looking powerful political women? I'm starting to notice a trend here. Was to respond publicly to news that Afghan migrant workers would be relocated to Hamburg by citing figures which she claims show Afghan males are disproportionately involved in the perpetration of serious sexual offences in Germany. The original offence took place on August 2021, a few weeks before the country took to the ballot box for federal elections and state elections in Berlin and Mecklenburg, blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that. When Kaiser wrote on social media, Afghanistan refugees, Hamburg SPD mayor for unbureaucratic admission, welcoming culture of gang rape. The 27-year-old politician went on to warn about the threat posed to women by culturally alien masses. Where's the lie? But anyway, her post was in reference to an interview with pro-migration Social Democratic Party politician and Hamburg mayor Peter Senscher. I don't know. It's not a real bloody language, who had been campaigning for the rescue of Afghan local workers threatened by the Taliban and announced he would take in 200 Bundeswehr helpers in Hamburg. Schensche. It's not a real one. It's not a real 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a little German man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wiener Schnitzel Autobahn. It's not a real language. It's not a real fucking language. Also posted on social media about Hamburg, how Hamburg was the first federal state to offer to immediately and unbureaucratically take in 200 rescued people. In 2023, there were 419,000 Afghans residing in Germany, and even Angela Merkel, everyone's like, why don't you hear from Angela Merkel a lot nowadays? Is because the fucking papers will not print the shit that she is saying. She's basically saying the migrant crisis was really, really bad. I believe I've destroyed Germany. Help. And that's why you never hear from her anymore. 380,425 of whom were Afghan citizens. At the end of 2013 and 7 years prior to the Taliban takeover of the country, the total number of Afghans in Germany stood at just under 67,000. Kaiser justified her concern about uncontrolled immigration by referring to a series of newspaper articles that cited official government statistics showing Afghans are disproportionately involved in the perpetration of sexual crimes in Germany. So if it was the German government that actually produced those statistics, why aren't they getting arrested for it? Because surely showing very, very harsh truths to people about certain demographics that could encourage hate towards them and maybe make people a little less trusting of them. Oh, why isn't the German government getting arrested for it? We all fucking know why. Figures released by the Federal Criminal Police Office of Germany in 2022 revealed that a total of 677 gang rapes were recorded in 2021, up from 300. Oh, lovely. What wonderful fucking news in 2018. Although non-German citizens comprise just 13.7%. Oh, we doing that today. 13.7% of the country's total population. They were suspicious. 1350. Oh my god. Anyway, nationals from Turkey, Afghanistan, and Syria were the most commonly represented among alleged sexual offenders, according to the government, which cited figures from the Federal Statistical Office of Germany. A separate report from the BKA earlier that same year also indicated that from 2009 to 2020. Sorry, I speak way too fast. 2020, the proportion of non German suspects in group sex assault cases grew from 29.55% to 41.18%, while recorded cases of sexual assault jumped from 35% to 50%. This used to be the sort of thing politicians on the left would relish, an opportunity for a fractious exchange over views they found distasteful, beyond the pale, egregious, another chance to grind their political foes into the dust. All part of the rough and tumble of democratic politics. They'd say, deftly feinting with a bombastic metaphor or two, before then immediately throwing a huge overhand left of a counter statistic over the top of their interlocutors' momentarily lowered guard. What we got instead, of course, is a protracted court case. In a first instance judgment from June 2023, the Rothenburg District Court concluded that Kaiser had taken the information quoted in the text of the articles out of context, and any reasonable person would therefore perceive her post to be inciting hatred. Right, I'm sorry. Is that statistic not an important thing to point out? Is it not? Basically, the German government's going, yeah, I know they're rapists, but, like, don't be mean to them. Don't be mean to rapists. All right, okay. Jesus Christ, Germany. There's a reason that the AfD are polling so high, and there's a reason that the German government is trying its fucking hardest to ban the party in its entirety. Which, see, to be honest, I hope they do. I know that sounds really, really bad. I like the AfD. I believe they do good work. But I hope they do, because I like it when petrol gets thrown on the fire. A lot of you fuckers still think voting's going to fix this. Following that verdict, she was ordered to pay 100-day fines, a type of fine used under the country's criminal code in which a fine for an offence is set according to the perpetrator's financial circumstances and the nature of the offence. Ah, right, okay. Is that the same thing that they did in Sweden? Wasn't there a guy that had to pay something like $187,000 for a speeding ticket because the fines are based like on your overall income or something? I'll need to double check that. Plus a fine of €60, totaling $6,000. In Germany, a person is considered to have a criminal record if they are sentenced to pay more than 90-day fines. The AfD politician, oh, that's good, because it means if she's got a criminal record, then she's going to be out of the running for holding any kind of public office. Because that's one thing, a sneaky thing that the democratic system does. If there is any undesirable that they think, holy shit, this person's got a lot of public support, they could actually win this position, they'll then dig into your taxes, dig into receipts from like fucking 20 years ago and stuff like that, just to find any little minor crime that they can stick on you, because as soon as you've got a criminal record, that's it, you're excluded from holding public office. It's a clever little trick that the democratic system does to prevent undesirables from getting any kind of power within the democratic system, because the democratic system, you know, like a little bit like a human body, except it's a virus, but a little bit like a human body, has measures to protect itself from anything looking to take it over. Right, and everybody's like, oh, but we fascism or totalitarianism in any way. Ah, you're adorable. However, the AfD politician was defiant during the appeals process, writing on X before the most recent verdict, simply naming numbers, dates, and facts is to be declared a criminal offence, just because the establishment does not want to face reality. I will not allow myself to be silenced, she wrote. Absolutely fair. However, at the Verden Regional Court in Lower Saxony earlier this week, Judge it's not a real fucking language, confirmed the district court's original judgment. Kaiser was also found guilty in the appeal hearing of inciting hatred against Afghan local workers, because how dare you appeal? Here's some extra crimes then, because you dared appeal. Anyone who attacks human dignity cannot invoke freedom of expression, Halp fast said. But apparently you can just go out and attack women and girls and it's fine, no one's allowed to point it out. After all, we can't have people hating rapists now, can we? The case has sparked international attention, with major X accounts reacting to the news of the conviction, including X's owner Elon Musk, with at least 2 of the posts generating over 40 million views. Are you saying the penalty was imposed for repeating accurate government statistics? Was there anything wrong with what she said? He asked incredulously. Yes, there was. It pointed out the destruction of Europe. It pointed out the destruction and rape of Europe, which is illegal. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to just sit back and allow yourself to be raped and destroyed. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not allowed to point it out. You are not allowed to say, I don't want to be destroyed. You're not allowed to prevent your destruction. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff. And if you point it out, you will be dragged in front of a judge. You are to sit there and allow yourself to be annihilated. That's what you're supposed to do. Like a good little citizen. Reacting to an FSU post about Kaiser's case, Jordan Peterson reposted, remember when the Venezuelan government made it illegal for physicians to report death by starvation? I do. Again, you're not allowed to point out the problems that the government's causing. One of the more remarkable aspects to Kaiser's appeal hearing was her defence team's attempt to call the SDP's Nancy Faeser to the witness stand on the basis that the Federal Interior Minister's testimony would prove that increasing migration has led to more crimes. Whatever else we can say about Miss Kaiser, she certainly has a sense of humour. It's true that last month Faeser was the minister who presented Germany's Federal Criminal Police Office's annual crime statistics report. It's also true that the data contained therein make for grim, deeply dispiriting reading. Violent crime has climbed to its highest level since 2009. The number of foreign suspects of violent crimes has increased by 14.4% compared to 2022, and the overwhelming majority of victims of all crimes, 75%, are now German citizens. Set against that, however, is the fact Faeser a 20-minute egg, to borrow from P.G. Wodehouse, if ever there was, could hardly be described as an AFD fangirl. Earlier this year, she announced a raft of measures she described as instruments of rule of law to protect our democracy, but that critics fear will chill free expression while serving the ulterior motive of reining in the AFD's growing popularity in the run-up to next year's German federal election, which I hope they do very, very well in. Germany needs some fucking saving, man. Jesus Christ, I get it. They fucked up. Like, I get it, but how long are we to hold that over their head? You know, let them have a country, right? I'm sure. I mean, the last 2 times we did that, it kind of bit us in the arse a little bit, but I say fuck it. Let's have a third. Let's just let them, a German nation for the German people. Right? I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, Jesus Christ. The third time will probably be fine. No one who donates to a right-wing extremist party should remain undetected, she explained, adding, those who mock the state must deal with a strong state. Spoken like a true despotic, tyrant, totalitarian, authoritarian shitbag. You little fucking... Look at you, little dictator. I'm in charge and everybody has to do exactly as I say. I can't believe people don't like that we're trying to destroy them. How dare they? Faeser was worryingly vague about how this politically motivated financial censorship will work in practice, whether Germany's left-leaning tripartite coalition government will get to decide on that definition, and what penalties will be directed at those who donate to right-wing parties or organisations. Basically, were you aiding and abetting enemies of the state, you little political dissident? I want your name, address, so I know what door to send the jackboots to. That's exactly what it is. Stalin, Hitler, all the other tyrants, Pol Pot, Idi Amin, they all did the exact same thing. Germany's currently in a totalitarian state. LARPing is democracy. Well, I say democracy. Democracy is totalitarianism. LARPing is anything but. Like, it's the fact is, no, it's not. We get to like vote every year on like the new prime minister, and cool, and then you get to like completely control what that prime minister does. Well, no, yeah, fucking, you're an idiot. Where was I? Germany's domestic intelligence agency, the Office of the Protection of the Constitution, would, she said, handle the specifics. So, the new Stasi. The minister also urged the German Bundestag to pass the law quickly in order to combat hate on the internet, remove enemies of the Constitution from public service, and disarm right-wing extremists. Fire yourself then. You're against any and all fucking freedom. Right? You don't want any. The right wing, the right wing is true freedom. Right, it is. And the right wing, you're in charge of everything that you make. Right? Any property, any material that you procure of your own volition, you get to control that. You get to have actual capital in right wing stuff. And the left, it's like, why can't the government just do all of it? Why can't the government... I worked 80 hours this week. Why have I only been paid a fiver? Why did 95% of my wages go on tax? Oh, it's okay, I've got free healthcare. Oh, I'll get an appointment in 9 months. Thank you, I'll try and hold on until then. It's fucking horrible. It's shit. But anyway... sadly, we were denied the opportunity of watching an apoplectic Nancy Faeser force from between gritted teeth statistics that would undoubtedly have suited the case for the defence by Judge Halbfuss, right, okay, who ruled it was irrelevant for the appeal assessment whether posts formulated in an inciting manner referred to actual facts or not. Facts don't matter. In a courtroom. Oh, we're seeing a lot of that recently, haven't we? After the verdict, Kaiser announced her intention to appeal and expressed dismay over the verdict. My trust in the German rule of law was once again severely shaken yesterday. She said, but all the letters give me courage and confidence. This is just... Government's doing government things. They'll absolutely annihilate you if you try and stop them from destroying you. It's just the way things are now. However, I do see big changes in the future. I see a shift. We've spoken for many, many years about the pendulum swinging, and good God fucking damn is that pendulum swinging back.